Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Jules and I are back in the Sportivo and we have arrived here in Cornwall. Yes, we've headed south and we're staying in Bude, which is northern Cornwall. In this video, I'm going to show you this campsite that I found. Pretty impressed with this one and the price of it, so we'll find out more very soon. We're going to walk down into Bude town centre, which is about a mile from here, go onto the beach, and then we're going to head back on the coastal path that actually brings you right back to the top of the site just here. So hopefully you're going to enjoy finding out about Bude in Cornwall. First of all, let's talk about the campsite. All the links will be down here as always, but this campsite, it's called Lynstone Caravan Park. Now, I found this just by doing my usual searching, which I do, and I thought, let's give this one a go. And I like this because literally it is a mile's walk right into the town centre. There's a pub at the bottom of the road, and I can get straight on the coastal path just up here at the top of these pitches and walk either way along that path. You can go to Bude or you can head towards WIDEMOUTH Bay, which I've been to before. Now, the first thing I'll say is the price. I think this is really good value for Cornwall. I've paid in June £30.50 per night. It goes up a little bit in August, but only to £34 a night, which I think is pretty good value. I've got a grass pitch with electric and look at the size of it. So this is pitch N20. This one's just grass, but they do have hard standing pitches. The pitch just next to me is a hard standing pitch. It's got gravel, stone, but you still get grass around it, which is quite nice. But yeah, big pitches. And what's also nice is the fact that they are tiered as well. So you've got a nice tiered setting as you go up the park. What we'll do is Jules and I are going to get our stuff together and we're going to walk back out of the campsite, head down the road into Bude. So we'll see the campsite as we go, then we'll see the town centre, the beach, and then the coastal walk. Right, let me get my backpack and we'll make a start. I've wandered down the track from our pitch, and this is the facility block that's on the site. Men's and women's facilities. There's a chemical disposal point here as well. I've been in the ladies. We've been here a couple of nights already. They're really spotlessly clean. The showers are good. They are fixed head and you do push it, but they're lovely and warm. Hairdryer in there, toilets and sinks. So yeah, no problem with the facilities at all. In terms of family room or accessible room, there is a family bathroom just over there. So there's that facility as well here on the park. There are water points dotted throughout the site with bins as well. I like it that there isn't just one big central point where you've got to take all your rubbish. There's actually bins dotted about around the site, so you've got no problem getting to the bin and a fresh water tap. They also have grey waste disposal points, and there is a motorhome drive over grey waste point as well. Right, let's continue on. We're now going to walk down the track to the reception. Now, when I arrived, we had a really friendly welcome. Not that I was surprised by that, but a really friendly welcome. So that was nice. Just pulled in. It is quite an incline to get up into the site, but there's some big units here, so it's not an issue for access. To get here, Jules and I, we came M5, A30, and then cut across on an A road. I can't remember the number, I'm afraid. What I would say, a good top tip is, we came planning to go to the Morrisons to do a shop. When we got to the Morrisons, we drove in here at Bude and the access into that car park was okay, but then there was nowhere to park a motorhome. I think they've designed it deliberately so you don't go shopping there, unfortunately to say. If you're over about 6.5 metres, don't go to Morrisons. You're not going to get parked. It says signs pointing for camper van parking, and when you get there, you get to a dead end, basically. So I'm not sure what that was about. Probably just trying to trick us all. So don't go to the Morrisons. Lidl, we went to the Lidl. Again, parking was a little bit tricky. We found an end spot and I just left Jules with the motorhome in case he had to move it. So just be mindful. And this was a Monday afternoon. So just be mindful that if you're thinking of coming and doing some shopping at the supermarkets, motorhome parking is not that easy. Right, we're back now near the entrance. There is, if you're bringing your children or you like going on swings yourself, I know Jules is a particular fan of a children's playground with the swings, you've got all sorts of equipment here for the kids. So it's a nice little playing out area, and there's some football nets because there's no ball games on the site, but kids can play ball if they want. And over here on this side, there is a laundry, a dishwashing area and a wetsuit shower. So we've got that down here. Now,
I don't even know what a wetsuit's for.
you know what a wetsuit's for, Jules. Never seen you wearing one, but you know what one's for. As we came in, we'll just turn you round this way. So we've come up the road, turned right into the site. Now you can see there's plenty of space here, so it's easy to turn into, there's no problem with that. And when you arrive at reception, we just parked along where these blue garages are. We just parked the motorhome here and then went round the corner into reception. They do have a small shop in the reception area. There's no restaurant or bar on site. They do have a defib if you have any medical emergency, and you can do gas swap here. So this is the reception and shop where I arrived at. Now this campsite, it takes all leisure vehicles and tents as well. So no matter what style of camping, caravanning or motorhome you're into, you can come and do it here. And as I say, for the money, I think it's really good value. Right, we're now going to go this way. I'm not going to show you the whole walk because that's a little bit boring, but basically we're going to go out of here, turn left, back down the road. There's a footpath, so that shouldn't be an issue. So we'll head down there, get into Bude itself, have a look at the shops, have a look at the beach, and then probably get some lunch maybe. So there we go, and then come back on the coastal path. This is a footpath, as you can see, coming up the road. It's a fairly fast road, but you'll be perfectly safe on there. Right, I will next see you down in Bude. Jules and I have walked down the hill. At the bottom of the hill there is a pub, the Brendan Arms. There's another sort of hotel and eatery, and then you get to this water area. So there is a canal that runs up through Bude past the bottom of the campsite. You can get to it by where we popped out, but you can see the water here, and the sea is down there. To this side you can walk through here. There's also a couple of places to eat. What Jules and I are going to do, if you wanted to get back to the coastal path or the beach, I believe you can take your left there where it says the Crescent Post Office. But we're going to continue round, go over another bridge and get into the town centre. We're heading for the Strand. So that's where we're going to go. Right, onwards. That's the little bridge I've come over and I'm on the Strand. It says welcome to Bude on that little cottage there. So look out for that sign. And this is the Strand. It runs straight up here. The town centre itself is peeling off to the right hand side, so where the cars are going up the hill. If you head up there you'll find a number of shops, places to eat, all sorts of things going on. It's quite a bustly little town centre. If you carry on round to the left instead of going up the hill, it's literally going to drop you down onto the beach. Big beach. We're going to go and see that. I think there's a couple of cafes there. So yeah, we'll go find out what that looks like. Let's continue on. We've made it to the beach. So the actual name is Summerlees Beach, although I've been calling it Bude Beach because we're in Bude, but you'll know the beach when you see it. It's Bude Beach. It looks like this. It was quite nice. We walked along by the water there on the Strand, and then there were some really nice buildings, weren't there, to look at?
And, and like the Methodist Church, and as daft as it sounds, but some really picturesque sort of landscape. Oh, it was lovely.
And there was like some stalls. We'll have a look at those when we go back, Jules and I. It looked like a little market that was going on. So yeah, some stalls.
Like pet treats.
Yeah, there's some like pets things. So here we go. It's really nice actually. Some nice little beach huts that people obviously own. I don't know whether you rent those or just own them. There's a lifeboat station or lifeguard station. And then this is the beach. So this is where you're going to be able to come down to from the campsite. You can see it's quite choppy and it's a nice still day today. Loads of kids out and about in the water there, doing whatever the kids do. Some big waves as well. Look at those over there. You can as well from here, if you carry on sort of north of Bude, there's a place called Crooklet's, and that's got a beach as well. You can walk, as far as I know, just over the cliff to get to it. Here at Bude, there's a couple of cafes just up on the hill. You can maybe, if I try and point over Jules's shoulder. Sorry, Jules. So just over my shoulder now, up there where people are walking. I think there's a cafe up there as well that you can get up to.
Sounds nice. Could do with a coffee and a cake.
Yeah, and do you think they'll try Cornish pasties while we're here?
Absolutely not. I'd rather go Ginsters.
We've never had a really positive Cornish pie experience in Cornwall, and I've had a lot of them. I know you'll find that hard to believe.
We came down and actually tried like
Loads.
Several all over.
There was one called Phillips's, and that used to be my surname before I had the misfortune of marrying Jules. My surname was Phillips, and we found one called Phillips's, didn't we? And they were really good, actually. I remember that one. But otherwise, we've always bummed out on pasties, so I don't know. Actually, there is a bakery I want to try here in town. I think it's called Landstown Bakery.
I want to try them all.
So I'm going, if I see it, I'm going to get a pasty from there, and I'll let you know how that goes. Right, I'm pointing that way, we're going to go that way. Let's head into the town centre next and see some pasty action.
See you at the pasty place.
We popped into Lansdowne Bakery. I went to that one because it got some really good reviews, so I thought, well, I'll try it. Got our sausage rolls, Jules got a sandwich, and we've got some cakey bits. Nothing too cakey because it's a bit warm. Nothing worse than gone off cakes. We've walked back down, and this is the artisan market that I mentioned, so you can see the number of stalls that are here. I don't know how many days this is on or anything about it. Obviously, I've just stumbled across it, but all sorts of little crafty bits and a Polish street food, rock gin, doggy bakes. So yeah, bits for everyone. What we're going to do is we're going to head off, I'm going to point that way, we're going to head off that way. Basically we want to go back across the canal, and then we want to head for Church Path. So Church Path is a road, but it leads to the coastal path, and we're going to cut back across the coastal path over the tops and drop down back to the site. So I'll next see you on the coastal path. We walked along Church Path, past the church, carried on. When you see a large brown gate, it'll say Public Bridleway, there's a sign just set back. Take that gate, don't carry on for the coast path sign. Do the gate, you come up over the tops and you end up here. This is the actual viewpoint, it's called. That little cylindrical building there, sort of what you want to look for. This is the first stop Jules and I've made, and you can just look down there at the beach, the Summerlees beach that we were on. There's a little path down there, you can walk out where those people are. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that on the camera. And then Crooklet's Beach is just round that corner as well. So you get quite a good view here. Where we're going to go next is this direction. So there's a couple of paths, they all pretty much lead to the same place, which is across this cliff top. We're going to head further up onto the hill and then drop back down to Upper Lynstone Caravan Park. So we'll see what views we get up there as we go. Come on. Let's get our treats and crack on. We've trundled over and down the hill, quite a big hill that. Yeah, if you've got mobility issues, I don't think the coastal path's for you because there are some gates and things. You're probably just best walking back up the road from Bude. But yeah, we've come over there, we've got here. When you get to this part, you look out for these gates here. This is where you need to stop if you're at Upper Lynstone Caravan Park, and we then need to go left. So we're heading back inland now. The campsite's literally just there behind those hedges. That's where we're going. So you're going to cut back there and the coastal path will take us back to our pitch. Tomorrow, Jules and I are going to go through the stile that way, and we're going to head out to WIDEMOUTH Bay. So WIDEMOUTH Bay is big beach. I've been there before in another video, I think. And we're going to head there. It's about a 2-mile walk along the coastal path. You can cycle, we've got the e-bikes, and you can cycle on the road from the campsite if you turn right. But I have been told that road's a little bit wild and might not be the best place to decide to whip out on your bike. But it is shown on the cycle network as Cycle Route 3. So I think we'll walk. Buses, as far as I know, the nearest bus is down in Bude. I don't think there's a bus that stops outside the caravan site, but again, do your own research on that, but it looks like you might have to go into Bude to get the bus. Right, we'll carry on that way and I'll see you back on the pitch. Made it back. It was quite warm over that top, so we've deployed the awning. So at the bakery, Jules got a healthy chicken sandwich because he was being good. I think this is mine. I got some sort of sausage roll. Here it is. I think it's got something else in it, sausage and something. Can't remember, but I'm going to test it out and hopefully I'll work out what it was. I didn't get a pasty. They were £5 for a small one and £7 for a large one. And I know we talk about how much things cost a lot, but it's a big thing in Yorkshire. If you ever go to Yorkshire, it's a big thing talking about the cost of things. And I just can't justify £5 for a small pasty in my head, to be fair. So I got one of those. And then Jules and I got one of these each. I've also got a donut, but I've hidden that away. Look at this. This is a mini egg. Caramel shortbread. I don't know if you can just see that if I hold it up. So it's got mini eggs on the top, chocolate, caramel and the shortbread. They're your favourites, aren't they, Jules? Caramel shortbreads. Right, we're going to get sat down, tuck into these, and then I'll let you know if they're any good. And then that'll pretty much be the end of the video. So, right, let's get tucked in. Pizza. That's really different. It's definitely pork and apple. It's got a nice sweet taste to it. And on top, there's like sesame seeds and other little seeds, which is quite unusual on a sausage roll. And again, I've had a lot of sausage rolls, as you probably know.
Poppy seeds.
Poppy seeds. Yeah, different. I like that. How's your sandwich?
Yeah, really good.
Sandwich is a sandwich, I suppose. But yeah, so I think if you're going into that bakery for a pasty, you probably won't go far wrong. And that was Landstown Bakery I picked. There were quite a few to go at anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to finish our lunch. And then later today, there is a pizza van apparently on site.
More food.
So we normally eat in and we're quite healthy. We're trying to be good. But we haven't got much food on board because of the incident at the supermarket that I told you about, where parking was a bit of an issue, evidently. So we've decided it's a good excuse to get pizzas. There's a pizza van that comes. Apparently they're cooked on gas as opposed to wood-fired.
Apparently they used to be wood-fired, but now they've gone to gas.
Yes, so we're going to test it out, and they're £11 each.
We've got to test it out.
£11 for a pizza.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, so we'll give those a go.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Potentially, we've been told. So
you may see us later with our pizzas. If we've been given a load of duff information, you won't see us with any pizzas and it'll just be the end of the video. So yeah, we'll catch you a little bit later at tea time. We walk down to the pizza van. It's called Ape Pizza and they come to site on the Wednesday nights. So I got the Tennessee pizza, which is chicken with a few other bits on it, and I asked for pineapple. I love pineapple on my pizza. I'm not sure they looked too impressed, but no, they were really nice people. The lady was from Barnsley, which is in South Yorkshire, so we had a northern chat. And
what a lovely couple.
So yeah, they were.
Absolutely lovely couple.
£11 each.
Yeah.
Jules, you got a farmhouse which has bacon on it, onion, mushroom.
Onion, mushroom and bacon.
Look at those little bad boys. So we're going to eat these. And then tomorrow, our plan is to head off.
And try and walk them off.
Walk them off, yeah. We're going to walk on the coastal path to WIDEMOUTH Bay. It's about 2 miles. So we're going to get to the cafe there, get something to eat, and then we'll be walking back. So it'll be a nice walking day tomorrow on that coastal path. It is going to be quite a warm day tomorrow, so we'll have to be careful. And then we've got another day on site before we venture off to our next stop, which is going to be Newquay. And I've got a nice site booked there as well, but will it be as good as this one? I don't know. It's a lot more expensive. But in terms of Upper Lynstone Caravan Park, I'll put links down there as always.
10 out of
but
10.
100, yeah, can't fault this for £30, 50 pence a night. Cannot fault this site. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll put all the links down there, as I say, so you can have a good look. If you've got any questions or comments, please do add them down there.
We're hurrying up now.
But for now, we're going to eat these, and then we will obviously see you in the next one. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.